Okay, here to do a dedicated video to liquid eyeliners. I was going to just combine eyeliners, pencil, liquid, all in one, but why not? This is like it keeps it more specific and I can be like more chatty about everything. Okay, we're just gonna start off with something that I've been using a lot recently. It's the IT Cosmetics Superhero. I think Ulta, probably half off or 40% off. So I was like, okay, let me try this because while this like shape is a little awkward to store, I do like that when you are doing your eyeliner, you can just like set that on there and you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to worry about this rolling anywhere. So I typically wouldn't talk about where products are made, but I think when it comes to liquid liners and brushes, I think it's important to talk about what country it's made in because I do find I like things that are made in Japan as well as made in Korea. I'm gonna kind of explain them to you as far as like what's really good for drawing on the lid and what is really great for a wing. There are some that combine both aspects and do them really well. Not everyone does wing liner. I pretty much do wing liner every day, so that part is really important to me. So there's a swatch. I think it'll be really interesting when we swatch all these to see which one's like the blackest and then to see like when I go to wipe them away which one like stays. So I mean, this will be really excellent test and review. So there is the IT Cosmetics. This also has the kind of cap where there's a double cap so that there's an area where you can kind of catch the brush tip before it goes in so it doesn't kind of splay and you kind of miss it. I do like that. Next up is another recent favorite. This is the Clinique pen and this one is made in Japan. This one is another one. You can draw a beautiful line on the lid as well as extend it into a wing. And that's a swatch of that. This one looks like, initially it's definitely darker than the IT Cosmetics. We'll see the dry down later. This is the NYX Epic ink. This one is made in China and I had purchased this one probably a couple years ago. And from what I've seen in more recent reviews, something has changed. So I can't tell you if I enjoy the new one or not. However, that is the old one. It's very black. It bleeds a little bit, but I don't think it's like enough to prevent you from purchasing it. But again, like I said, this one is from a couple years ago, so I bought two, I think. It was like a backup. This one is from Surratt, and this one you can buy cartridges and you can refill them. So there's black, blue, purple, brown, I believe. Now this is stunning. When I first used this, I was like, wow. The way, this one is made in Japan. The way it kind of like the ink moves on your eye, it's really stunning. Like I feel like I'm gonna use that word a lot in this video. So that's one pass. Not very black. Let me go again. So it's very precise. So while it's not like the blackest liner, I should also just say that every liner I have here is pretty black. I mean, it's not like one is just so much more dark than the other one. Again, I like this one. There's a lot of precision. I do think it's less fine of a tip than the IT Cosmetics, but it's still really, really good. This is from DHC, made in Japan. It also has a cap that has actually an inner cap that protrudes that makes it even easier to cap back the liner. And again, I'm probably on my second one of this one, so I really do like it. I typically pick it up off of eBay. Or I think, is it Derm Store or Skin Store? So one of them also sells DHC items. But this one, again, the very black, bleeds a little tiny bit, but again, not enough to deter me from using it. So ones like this that bleed a little more, I will get a less precise wing. So when I want to do like a thicker wing, I can go for these. And say when I want to do a thinner wing, it's something like IT Cosmetics or the Clinique. This is the Ulta Micro Felt Tip. It's the tiny, tiny pinched tip. I also really love a Sephora liquid liner that I have probably has gone into an empties pile. I'll also link that below and will recommend that to you. But this one, I think because the tip is so tiny, this is only like if I just kind of want to draw like just the wing. If I use a different liner for the lid, this doesn't give me a very smooth line across the lid. But that is that. I actually think I want to try out the liner that's not the micro tip because I really do like the formula of this. This one is made in China. This one is from Dollywink. This is an OG liquid liner. This one is made in Japan. I'm probably on my third one of these. I really like these. The price is always fairly affordable, and so whenever I see it on sale, I'll grab it. This is one of those all-arounders, great for the lid and great to do a wing. Another thing I like to do when I feel like some of these are kind of running out of ink, I'll use them to like draw in lower lashes, which is kind of fun. I mean, I also can use like a brow pen, like the MAC brow pen and the Urban Decay brow pen I use to draw in brow hairs as well as lower lash line hairs. So if you ever want more brow hairs and lash line hairs, definitely recommend those. This is the Skinny Touch Tony Moly. So this one I find to be a more watery formula. I don't think it's very black. However, it will stain your lid. So if you have like a day or an event or something like that, I could apply this first and then apply a different liquid liner on top of it, and you are good to go. So it's kind of a micro tip, but not really. So I would say it actually goes on more of like a gray, but it will stain. When I go to remove these, this one probably will not come off. So sometimes when I remove my makeup, at the end of the day, this one will just stay there. So it looks like I have like tattooed eyeliner. These three are by Flowfushi. I believe it's the Mote liner. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. So I originally got the black one. It was a gifted. And these two I purchased off of Gilt, I think. So I have a cherry and a navy. And they're really, okay, so they glide off really beautifully. And then these are made by the same like artisans who, like, when you buy Japanese brushes, they like hand place the bristles or the hairs. So the same is done with these. I believe in Japan this is like a drugstore item. Like you can find this in a drugstore there. So while I really like it and I like the way it glides, the brush tip itself is a little thicker. So when I draw the line, it's when I want to do a more bold line. The colored ones are also really pretty. So those three, you have black, navy, and cherry. So the navy and the cherry, and specifically the cherry, I use when I want to do kind of like a fun look, where I want to like really extend my line out, but I want it to be colorful. Like, it's really fun. I really like these. So this is from Ico. It's called Black Magic. Again, a brush tip liner. There's thunder outside. I'm sorry if you guys can hear it. This is probably on promotion at Ulta's website. I was probably trying to get free shipping or something, so I decided to try it out. That is a swatch. It is very watery, but it doesn't really bleed. So I do like it. I probably could declutter it. I don't particularly feel like, oh my god, I must have it. So I don't know. And this one's made in China. This next one is from Sisley. This one is a felt tip. I am pretty much always gonna go for a brush tip, but I think I was kind of in a mode of just trying out things, and I'm on my second one. The first time I picked it up, I think I got it for like 32 or something. It was on Rue La La. I was like, okay, that is how much I could pay for another luxury like eyeliner, right? So I tried it out, loved it. It's so black. The way it applies is really nice, but because it's a felt tip, and I find this with all felt tips, it's difficult for me to draw a wing. So it's not like a massive fave, but I do like it a lot for drawing on the lid. So that is what the tip looks like. I mean, do you see? It's just, oh, the blackness of it is so good. And I have since picked it up off of Selfridges. I believe the pricing, again, is significantly lower. I think in the US, this is like between $60 and $70, which is a lot for a liquid liner. But I will also say that the first one I used, it took me forever to get through. So I don't know that like you get that much more product in here. Actually, I think you do. So 1 full milliliter. So again, recommend this if it's in your budget. And if you don't really need, if you're not someone that does a wing every day, definitely recommend. This was the Karl Lagerfeld Modelco collab. I actually don't know why I picked this up. Was I trying to like round out shipping? So it is really nice and black, but I'm just, again, I'm not like a felt tip liner girl. So whenever I try to do a wing, I always find like I can't get it to look the right way. So I'm going to declutter this one. I have 2 backups here. Obviously I like them because I purchased them for the second time. The first one is the Burbery. I'm really confused as to like, is Burbery gonna keep coming out with new products or no, or is it just over? So I'm gonna swatch these for you. I keep this one in my purse because it's like literally so perfect. This one is made in Japan. I mean, seriously, that is stunning. So obviously it's not the blackest. That's like one pass. Let's try another one. Yeah, it's definitely almost like a dark brown. But it's such a perfectly formed brush. Did I say made in Japan? I don't know. Made in Japan. I tend to prefer made in Japan brushes. It's just what I've noticed consistently throughout all of my purchases. And then on the other end of this one is like an eyeshadow, which I really never use. It's like, let's say you're on the go and you need something to say, I don't know, smoke like a lash line. It's a sponge tip with some powder. So I think I picked this up off of TJ Maxx website. I don't even know, like I have to see where if I can link this or not. The other one is from Tom Ford. It's deeper, and this is a dual-ended one. I have one, recently put one in my empties. So I guess I could probably just open this one up now and add it to like the rotation. So this one's made in Japan. On one end, you have a brush tip. And on the other end, you have a tinier brush tip. Oh, that first swatch was not very dark. I wonder if it was like because it's first swatch. Let's see. Well, second swatch is also. So again, this is more dark brown happening. I mean, nonetheless, I still really like it. I actually will probably just add to my rotation now. I think the Dollywink is a little bit on its way out. I have a backup of that. So, I mean, not that I should have more than like 2 or 3 liquid liners in rotation, but I mean, I guess I might as well just start using this one. Okay, I want you guys to take a good look at these again, and then I am going to wipe them off. So, I've got my eye makeup remover. I have put it onto this cotton pad, and now we're just going to see what happens. Okay, see, that's the Tony Moly. I told you guys that one stains. I think the rest of them all kind of have equal staying power. All the eyeliners I have now are good. Eyeliners are something, liquid eyeliners are things that I really test out. So I think it's not surprising to me that a lot of these are remaining in the collection because, I mean, it's something I really care about. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, this non-declutter declutter. And I will see you in the next one.